a guilty pleasure of mine. I am not ashamed to say at all that I adore I'm Blue with all of my heart, and will sometimes sit and listen to it on repeat while conducting Helldiver operations. Yeah, you just try to get it out of your head once it's in there. The only problem with all of this is that my ego pilot utterly despises that song, and playing it without headphones is an excellent way to get banished to the super couch. So, when I first heard this song, my eyes flew open wide, and I knew that I had my comeback tune. Because, yes indeed, I am good. I am resuming normal broadcasting operations after that weirdry last week, which I am not touching with a 20-foot pole. And I also attended to some vital operations in my own life. Things were looking very good for me moving forward. Now I could focus properly. All that being said, the morning news. The Liberation Fleet succeeded in their efforts to counter the spread of the gloom last week through heroic action and valiant defense. Things looked a little iffy for Gagrux there for a minute, but like always, the bug divers pulled through, formed a homeowners association, and vetoed the new Terminate hive that would mean only disastrous things for local property values. Fenmire continues to hold strong, although Outpost Alpha has seen better days, especially if that Hive Lord tore through the rec room before I could chill it. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of flex tape for that one. Fenmire remains our sole point of access into the gloom, and I've got some ideas about possible builds for if we ever need to go back into the tunnels of Oshaune again. Yes, I know I said specifically not to do that, but to me, this is like Mount Everest. I must blow it up because it is there. Speaking of Terminids, apparently something has happened to cause the complete remission of the rupture strain. They are not found on any world where Terminids are present. They're just gone. Vanished. But don't get comfy, Helldivers. They have been replaced entirely by the Predator strain. Oshaune's tunnels filled with Predator strain, with Hive Lords and Dragon Roaches waiting to gank you the second that you step outside for a smoke break. And they said this planet couldn't get any worse. There's also been some talk over which deployment was worse, Malevolon Creek or Oshaune. As part of the reinforcing second wave deployed to the creek, I am not going to make a definitive statement on the subject. I will just state what happened there. You ODST boys know those rocket devastators that you were complaining were knocking you around constantly? Those rockets used to be instantly lethal, as in bury you in a tasteful salsa jar lethal, and they never stopped. Ever. They were also pinpoint accurate. There were many a time when my squad stopped at the edge of a clearing to check our maps, and then all of a sudden I was wearing the remains of our machine gunner. And when it came to Hulks, you gotta understand, in the early days, we did not know so much about what we were up against. Our armor was not prepared to hold up against enemy firepower at all. Hulks just... they waved that flamethrower over you and a cooked husk dropped to the ground. I still remember this one poor girl. I remember because she had pink hair. I could see it flowing out from underneath her helmet. She barely made it out of her pod before this Hulk turned around and saw her, and I swore to liberty I will never be able to unhear that scream. She was dead before the rest of my squad even knew that the Hulk was there. And then it was a mad scramble to get our support weapons because it was coming after us next. It wasn't just that senators couldn't pierce Hulk eye panels back then. They weren't even issued yet. They were still on the design desk of some nerd at the Ministry of Defense. I managed to take it down by throwing a stun grenade up Hulk's feet and then emptying my Redeemer into its back vent plating. And then we were able to call in a reinforcement. It was hell. War's hell. All deployments are hell. Trying to compare them is like trying to say that a tax audit is worse than a gut punch. Neither of these things are things that you would want anyway, so what's the point? She's still on the creek, by the way. Helldiver bodies are rarely ever recovered after an operation. I just pray that she found some measure of peace after what happened to her. They say that no Helldiver ever truly dies so long as someone remembers them. I never got a chance to know her name, but I remember. She still lives on with me. But my personal trauma aside, yes, my therapist is a very wealthy woman. Let's get back on topic. We have a new major order that is giving the ODST crowd another taste of the oil sippy cup. Apparently, the Automaton Collective is engaging in, shall we say, undemocratic shenanigans out in the Mintoria system, mining the planet's precious minerals and resources, utilizing next-generation habitat technology. So it's time for everyone's favorite game show. Kill the bad guys and steal their stuff. Helldivers are tasked with the liberation of Zefia, Classa, and finally Mintoria, to which Classa has already been flipped back over to Democracy's light, with Zefia expected to fall to our liberty-laden landslide in another few hours. All of this serves to expand Outpost Alpha and turn it into a spore-proof subterranean haven, hopefully with a few stratagem alterations to help us cope with conditions within the terminated hive tunnels, like those druipods that I was talking about a few weeks ago. On that front, the work is proceeding at good pace, and the ministries are very happy with you. In fact, we're doing so well that High Command has assigned us some new homework. Apparently, the tech boys down in the basement have some new ideas for some toys to help fight the denizens of the gloom. Helldivers are tasked with either liberating Varylia 5 in order to secure underground storage bunkers containing exosuit parts, or Choepessa 4, which contains ordnance from the First Galactic War that could be repurposed into new munitions. I'm sorry, but am I mistaken here in thinking that this homework bears all the signs for new stratagem deployments? I have long heard rumors of the old Lumberer anti-tank mech being brought back up into speed from the GW1 era. The Lumberer is an exosuit from that time period that contained a flamethrower on one arm and a 120mm anti-tank cannon in the other. Oh yes, Helldivers, you heard me right. Flame mech. Not saying that's what is on offer here, but if it is, oh, Angel likes. The Bringer of Mercy will take your entire stock for a vehicle bay, please. This is exactly what we need to put the fear of democracy in some hive lords. Imagine an entire team of Helldivers rocking out Lumberers next time that we need to pay Oshaune a visit. Gonna turn those oversized sons of sea biscuits into wet bags and cheaper gas prices. As for possible orbital stratagems, I couldn't even begin to speculate on what it could be. At this point, it's really just a race to see who can secure their favored tactical asset first. Fingers on buzzers, who's feeling lucky, who is going to be quickest. It's also entirely likely that all of this could just produce modifiers for the deployment of our already existing stratagem catalog, which is a welcome bonus, but I think that we would all prefer some new toys. It's been a while since new stratagems got rolled out. Except the solo silo, that one's fun. I call it the Bonkulator 9000. And the Napalm Expendable Anti-Terminid Launcher. That one's just me. My besties and I have a nickname for the meat. Nozomi's Picnic Basket. Pair this with some Molotov cocktails and you've got yourself one hell of a hot date, and you'll be smelling strawberries with every single pull of the trigger. If you don't get the inside joke, don't worry about it, but if you know, you know. Now for some community news. Apparently there has been some movement within the Persian kingdom of Alamak where a steward has risen to claim the vacant throne until Prince Zehiko Schmeischer can take over. Kyrian Valkorian. Wait a second, I think I remember this guy. I once saved him because his treacherous war master dumped him off on a predator strain I've rolled soaked in Mountain Dew. That poor poor guy was not gonna live to see dinner that night if I didn't save his bacon. Here's hoping that he will serve as a good, kind, and wise steward, and I do not come to regret saving his behind, because if he just turns out to be another tyrant, yeeting him back onto another hive world still remains in the realm of possibilities. I mean, we got plenty of hive worlds, and I do have other ways of making my objecting opinion known. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt and see how he does, shall we? I'll be keeping a close eye on you, Kyrian. Next up, we have news of a Helldiver's tragic struggle, not against tyranny, persecution, or even alien nasties, but from within. Helldiver Kazuhige, I think? Kazuhige, yes, is fighting a battle against his leukemia and has been taken off the front lines to be placed upon medical leave. He is also running a GoFundMe to cover his medical expenses, which I have donated $50 to, link in the description below. Or, at the very least, I will donate $50 to it as soon as GoFundMe system feels like ceasing the struggle. Seriously, let me give you money! Anyway, fight on, brave Helldiver. Make the devils pay. We'll be here waiting for you when you finish your war and have crushed the last vestiges of pathetic Hukinian resistance. As for that little bit about the official moderator action by the r/Helldivers 2 team, I really don't have any information right now about why this original post was taken off of their boards. My contacts are looking into the situation, but I can't help but feel that there is more to this. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pondera the Radio Angel. What you think we're gonna get, Helldivers? A new orbital? A new exosuit? Or is it just going to be a grimy, boring modifier to what we already have? Well, we're just gonna have to scrape the clankers off these pristine worlds and see. Maybe we can get lucky and grab both planets and achieve the major orders win condition. Both? Both. Both is good. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for Super Earth.